And oh boy, here we go. It's Airazor, Rise of the Beast Deluxe Class Airazor. Not the Studio Series, which is just a remold of a figure that was already out. Like, actual Airazor herself. Spoiler alert, we actually never got to see her robot mode in the movie. I don't think they even animated it because she wasn't written in any scenes to be a robot. Which sucks. It really does. Even though we don't get enough time of it, we actually do get to see all the other Maximals do their robot mode, at least for the final battle sequence. Which is kind of weird. Like, we should have seen them in their robot modes at least once outside of a battle. Just once, like, at least during their introduction. But no, they stay beast the entire time. That's the movie's only big flaw. And, like, Airazor gets... Okay, spoilers. Airazor gets corrupted by Scourge, and she starts to turn evil, and in her last moments of clarity, she begs for Optimus to finish her off so she won't hurt her friends, and Optimus kills her by, like, basically bear-hugging her to death. And it makes me wonder, like, Bumblebee was run through by a sword. They placed his dead body on a slab of raw energon, and when a pulse of energy from the transwarp device activated the raw energon, it revived him. Why didn't they take Airazor's body to the raw energon field and lay it down on a slab, huh? She doesn't get that courtesy? Then she could have also been brought to life. Imagine that action sequence. Like, we got the battle, scene's lost, when all of a sudden, in comes Stratosphere flying in, and Airazor's flying by his side. Stratosphere opens his bomb bay door, Bumblebee does his thing where he jumps out and starts shooting everything, and as he fights with Nightbird on the way down, and Airazor transforms into her robot mode and starts taking pot shots and blasting everything that tries to support Nightbird, so that it's just so that she and Bumblebee can have their one-on-one fight. And then when they land, Nightbird's destroyed, Bumblebee makes his landing, Airazor stops behind him, maybe we show her like ripping a minion in half on her way down, and then like boom, the triumphant return of the two great heroes. Like, wouldn't that have been like a great thing? Like, that would have been awesome, especially because Airazor is kind of the Maximal that we spend the most time with. She's the one that does the most talking. I'm pretty sure Rhinox doesn't even get a line. How come he gets to survive? Like, I'm really salty that they killed off Airazor because I love Airazor so much. And this, my god, this robot mode is so cool. It's a shame we never got to see it in the movie. I mean, maybe it's because we never got to see it in the movie that it wasn't beholden to some kind of aesthetic, because, man, this doesn't even look like a movie toy. This just looks like a really cool Airazor. This could very much just be a Beast Wars, like, reimagining. Like, if they did a Generations reimagining of what Beast Wars Airazor looks like, Maximal symbol and all, done up in like bronze and gold, she looks good. This is a great looking figure. Compared to Mirage and Bumblebee, there's no contest. This is by far the best of the trio. She is just amazing looking, and I love every single part of her. She doesn't have any weak-ass ball joints here. Everything is glorious pin discs. Her mushroom caps have no mold flash, so they move nice and smoothly. Her plastic even feels like it's a better quality than the other two. Like obviously, this is the one that was... this is the multipack hostage. This is the best one that everyone's actually going to want, but you have to get her. You have to get those other two schlubs to get her. She doesn't have a waist joint because of the way she transforms, but she has glorious pin disc hips that get full motion. They go all the way forward, but they don't get a lot of backwards because of this little thing here that kind of clashes. She has thigh swivels and 90-degree knees. Her feet move forward and backwards, but have no rockers in and out. But I think because they're so long and flat, even they can still serve the purpose of keeping her flat on the ground, even in poses where her legs are in quite a ways. So, man, like, by far and away, this is the best of the three robot modes. It's the best of the three figures so far. This thing looks freaking epic. And you know what? Because it's Airazor and not Bumblebee or Mirage, who I never had a toy of before, we can actually compare her to something. Yeah, the Studio Series Airazor was basically just what do they call the Netflix series? Kingdom? It was basically Kingdom Airazor remolded to look more like the movie figure. So basically the same tropes are in. Like, just imagine that my Airazor is in different colors and has like spikier bits. But seriously, I really do think that even though technically speaking at $20, this is technically a lower price point figure, I think she's a little bit better. Yeah, like, no shade on this version of Airazor, but yeah, like the backpack is more contained. Like, the wings aren't nearly as big back there. I mean, like, you can fold them out, you can fold them up, but you know, like, they are physically way smaller and nowhere near as in the way as these wings are. She's lighter and nowhere near as top heavy. She has proper heel spurs, like no ball joints that can get weaker over time. She's an objectively more solid figure. The only thing I might give this one is a better paint job because of the higher price point. But really, like, even with this basic gold, bronze, and brown color scheme, which is mostly accomplished with molded plastic rather than any paint, I would say that this one looks pretty darn good. I actually smitten with it. This is probably going to be one of my favorite Transformers figures. It instantly jumped up there to one of my favorite movie figures. I think this might actually beat Bumblebee Movie RC. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and bring in the RCs. Let's get some girl power going on here. So we have the Studio Series, what the heck are they calling the Scouts these days? You know, the small one from this movie, and the Bumblebee RC one from the previous movie, who was actually deluxe size. So she's actually a little bit taller than the Studio Series Bumblebee RC, and yeah, I think she looks pretty darn good. Yeah, even though she's a deluxe class at a lower price point, I'd say she holds her own and maybe even surpasses Studio Series figures. I didn't even know that was possible, but she does it. Oh man, after the lackluster showing that was the other two figures, this is a shining beacon of greatness. So let's get her into her bird mode, because that's another legendary reason why I specifically wanted to have this figure and not her Studio Series incarnation. I was so busy gushing about the figure itself, I forgot to mention her accessories. They are swords, they look awesome, she looks great holding them. She really needed to have a wrist swivel so she could wield them a little bit more effectively, but they look damn good. They are much nicer accessories than anything that Bumblebee or Mirage came with, so, you know, there's that. She's just all around a cooler figure. Even her accessories managed to be cooler. Like, alright. It's good to see Hasbro going all out on a female character, especially one whose robot mode isn't even featured in the media. So, yeah. Clearly, somebody in the design department really liked her. I think this might actually be the best Transformer bird, possibly even the best flying animal Transformer ever made. I think animated Airazor had a pretty good run. I mean, he had a pretty cool thing where his arms became the wings, and then his legs were in the right place, and there wasn't too much extraneous kibble in either mode. But oh my god, this is an amazing bird mode. Like, her legs become the wings and her arms become the legs. A complete reversal of pretty much every other Airazor or almost any other transforming bird figure I've ever seen. Again, to compare it to the other one, like, that one goes to a very cliche, legs become legs, do your best to hide the arms away, and don't look at it from this angle because, oh my god, look at how wide and flat it is. Yeah, like, this is simply a superior robot bird mode. I mean, you can look at her. You can look at her from most angles, and it holds up. I mean, you can see her head's kind of tucked away in there, but really, like from almost any angle, this is a very, very serviceable bird. You can fold her legs up a bit, like, it's a little bit awkward, but yeah, you can fold the legs away so that she, I don't know, looks more appropriately swooping. Like, look, she has her claws out. She's gonna grab you. But yeah, like a much better in-flight thing. And look, because of the way the hinges line up, she has flapping articulation, so she can put her wings up. She can put them down. She flaps. She has flapping bird wings. The thing is, they only go up and down. So I will admit, this one has a better perch pose because the wings can be folded up, so she can look like she's perching. But this one definitely looks better in flight, and it frankly looks better as a bird from most angles. There we go. Sorry. Yeah. Gotta make sure everything's lined up for because 2 hinges have to line up to make them flat, but it's doable. Weapon storage is also great. Her sword is kind of peg in the bottom of her wings. But man, this is just such an amazing transformation. She has a fantastic bird mode. She has the best bird mode ever. I love this thing. I am absolutely infatuated with this Airazor figure, which is not only probably the best Airazor, but straight up the best flying creature transformer we've ever had. I will stand by that. If somebody wants to debate me and they'll bring out their favorite swoop figure, I think that she will stand against it. She will stand against any other transformer who's ever been a bird or a pterodactyl or yeah, you know what? Even dragons. I would say that she's probably better than most of the dragon transformers too. Any flying animal transformer you can think of, I think this one's better than that. So that being said, this is obviously like the absolute zenith of this set. Bumblebee is a movie Bumblebee, no more, no less. He has pin disc wheels for his vehicle mode, which is very nice, but bad paint matching and a weird face in his robot mode make him, he's fine, Mirage has a somewhat cooler looking car mode than Bumblebee does in my humble opinion, but the clip-on wheels instead of pin discs do hurt it, and he had QC issues that made him difficult to transform. But ultimately, he's not bad either. Like, he's not terrible, but he feels his price point. The Airazor figure feels way above her price point. She is something special. I really wish that I could have found a single box version instead of having to get this 3-pack to get her, because I absolutely would have just bought her by herself. Airazor is actually worth more than her $20 price point. The other two, not so much. Like, I think they barely meet their price point at best. So that is my review of the, what's this 3-pack called? The Transformers Rise of the Beast Jungle Mission 3-pack by Buzzworthy Bumblebee. So, yeah, this is Wake Angel 2001 signing off.